So the church has always been about a body. The Bible speaks to it and calls it a body, and it's made up of many members. And so we're so thankful for you, for the people who make up BridgePoint Church, but also an important aspect of the church is leadership. And so for BridgePoint, leadership looks like this. It is in part, the Directional Leadership Team. And so you might be familiar with acronyms like the NFL or the NHL or MLB, NBA. We'll throw in the SEC for some people out there. Or if we want to take it back to the church, maybe some of you are familiar with KJV or NIV. And, you know, they don't mean anything unless you know what that is. And so for us at BridgePoint, Directional Leadership Team, or the DLT, has been a part of leadership at BridgePoint since 2014. And so that structure has been in place. It's about a team approach to leading God's church and to shepherding people and to doing it together in our giftedness and areas of responsibility. So Amy and I have actually been on that team since 2014 together, and Scott and Tyler have been added this year. But at BridgePoint, obviously, currently we are without a lead pastor, but we are not without leadership. Again, with the church as a body, the Bible says that Jesus is the head of the church. And so we get the privilege and opportunity of providing local leadership to our church here at BridgePoint. And BridgePoint has always been a staff-led church with elder oversight. And so even that's a team approach. But even that, elders, Directional Leadership Team, or DLT, we also have an awesome staff of pastors, directors, and associates and coordinators, and just people who are committed to the mission and to each other. And so I know that a lot of you watching this know some of our staff, and you know how incredible they are and how committed they are to the mission and to people like you. So the DLT is actually pretty common in church structures like BridgePoint. There are churches like ours who have a team leadership approach and who do that in a way that honors both, like I said, the giftedness of the people involved, but also their areas of responsibility. So our bylaws actually speak to that. And so that's something that we're following. It speaks to a team leadership. The DLT, Directional Leadership Team, is mentioned in that. And so along with the DLT, elders and pastors, we're all working together to continue to provide vision and leadership for BridgePoint moving forward. So to kind of explain that a little bit more, the DLT more recently has been broken up into 4 lanes, just to, again, line up with our giftedness. And so we each have an area of responsibility. And so Tyler is going to explain his area first.
Yeah. My opportunity as executive pastor of teaching is to supervise what we call our teaching team, creative arts, which consists of worship and production, and our online ministries area. I am so excited about all the creative, intentional, and purposeful things, not only that we are doing, but that we're committed to trying new things and exploring new opportunities to reach more people. Why? We want to help them get closer to God. A lot of the people that you can't see behind the cameras making these videos happen are dedicated, hard-working men and women, staff and volunteers that make what we do possible. And I'm so honored to be a part of that team. So you'll see me often on Sundays leading the teaching team and communicators. You'll see me giving oversight to the teams of worship and production that are a part of it, and now to specific dedicated people that are just thinking, how do we disciple? How do we help people get closer to God in an online format? I'm excited to be a part of that.
My role as executive director of ministries, I get to provide supportive leadership to an incredible group of talented and hardworking people. These are the folks that lead our age group ministries, Kids Point, BP Youth, and my local. And I also get to work with our local outreach coordinator, that is actually overseeing all of our community serve opportunities, as well as looking at ways that we can serve the broader church, beyond just our local community. And I'm just excited to be able to work on this team and be a part of what they're doing, because I think what they're doing has such incredible impact and opportunities, both in the lives of kids and students and young adults, but also in the whole entire community. I'm just honored to be a part of that.
So as an executive pastor of campuses, my new role on the DLT is to work closely with the other campus pastors, of which I am also a campus pastor. I am the campus pastor of the Clearwater campus, so that will not change. We have a campus, a physical campus of people in the Seminole area that Scotty Rogers is the campus pastor there. Give him a shout out. And we are currently in the process of interviewing and trying to find God's next man for our person for the downtown campus. And so we're looking to fill that position as a campus pastor in downtown right now. And we have posted the positions on our website to entertain more applicants, even for this campus, the Tyrone campus. And so I'm very excited to be able to work in this position on the DLT with these campus pastors to form a strategy and a plan for their community. We're all BridgePoint Church campuses, but each one has its own identity and specific needs of the people of the community. And so I want to work with these campus pastors to understand that better, how we can help people, all people within their community and their culture to reach them and effectively minister to those people in those communities. And so that's one of the ways that I'm very excited to be able to be on the Directional Leadership Team as executive pastor over campuses.
So in my role on the team is executive pastor of operations. And so I get to oversee areas of ministry that help support all of what happens at BridgePoint, from finances to facilities to offices to prayer and care. And so we have an awesome team. But one of the things I wanted to speak to just for where we're at as a church is in my area of finances. We recognize that COVID has been tough. Not only has COVID hit us this year in 2020, but also a leadership transition. And so at BridgePoint, our giving is down. It's down about 22% from last year. And that may seem like scary news or bad news, but it's actually good news in the context that churches around the country are also experiencing an impact of COVID, and they're in a similar situation. Not just churches, but nonprofits throughout the country are around that 20-some% range where they're experiencing less giving. So that is an opportunity for us to continue, as Tyler said and others have mentioned too, a recommitment to the mission. But we're looking at ways that we can reduce spending, and we have. So I say good news again because we have reduced spending to reflect that. So we're not in any kind of financial trouble. We're just being proactive about monitoring that situation. And again, for people who are committed or recommitting to the mission of BridgePoint, that'll be important for our future, for moving forward to continue to do things that we have committed to, from next gen to online to campuses. Everything we do is supported by you, the church.
Helping people, all people, get closer to God matters now more than ever. Why this mission? Because we believe as a church that what we do is everything our world is searching for. Jesus is the answer to what our world needs right now. Jesus is the answer to the struggles that you're experiencing. Jesus is what your family needs. It's what your neighbor needs. It's in him that the hope of your coworkers that's missing, they can find it there. The peace that your classmates or teammates are wrestling or working hard to provide for themselves is found in Jesus. Jesus is the only one, Matthew 4:19, that's spoken to a group of guys. He said, hey, come, follow me. And Jesus said, I will make you. And speaking to this guys, he pivoted what they did to a purpose that was so much greater than who they are. Only Jesus can offer that. Only Jesus can offer purpose to a world that seems chaotic, out of control, confusing, isolating, lonely, and uncertain. Only Jesus is the answer to those things. So everything this church is going to continue to do is help people, all people, get closer to God by believing in Jesus, living his teachings, and becoming his people. Why? Because Jesus is what our world needs now more than ever. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being a part of the mission. Thanks for committing, for investing, for finding ways to find yourself in the mission, and for looking outward to people that desperately need to know what we're all about. I'm excited about this next season, church, and I'm excited that you're going to be a part of it with us. I'm excited to see what God has in store, because our best is next, and our next begins now. Thanks for watching BridgePoint. We love you guys.